Women after 60 do this right before he enters you, and watch how he will be crazy on you. Stop. Don't move. Don't rush. Because the moment before he enters you, that is the most powerful second you'll ever hold. And if you know what to do with it, he'll never forget you, believe in me. Not in his body, not in his bones, and not in the darkest hours of his longing. This isn't just about seduction. This is about energy, intention, and the kind of presence that shakes a man to his core. If you think physical intimacy is only about touch, you've missed the secret. Because what you do before the moment defines everything that happens after. This is how you awaken him. Before he even touches you, before a single movement begins, there is a space, a silent electric pause that holds more power than anything that follows. Hi, welcome back to my channel. It's Vernon again. In today's video, I'm going to reveal 4 things you can do right before intimacy that will ignite desire, deepen connection, and make him feel you in a way that leaves a lasting impression. These aren't tricks or gimmicks. They're subtle, meaningful actions that amplify attraction and emotional resonance, especially in love after 60. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe my channel Vernon After 60 and turn on notifications so you never miss a weekly tip. Now, let's dive into the first of the 4 things you can do right before intimacy, the one that sets the tone for desire and connection like nothing else. The sanctuary of presence, creating sacred space. Before intimacy, the energy you bring into the moment is just as important as the physical connection itself. One of the most powerful things you can do is create a sacred space, a sanctuary where both of you feel fully present, safe, and open. This isn't about elaborate setups or expensive decor. It's about intention, focus, and emotional attunement. Being fully present means putting aside distractions, tuning into your own feelings, and being aware of his as well. It's about slowing down and honoring the moment, letting anticipation build naturally. Lighting, gentle music, comfortable surroundings, or even just a quiet, uninterrupted environment can help both of you feel immersed and connected. The Sufi poet Rumi wrote, "Let yourself be silently drawn by the strange pull of what you really love. It will not lead you astray." In mature love, this pull toward deep connection begins long before any physical encounter. It begins with the conscious creation of sacred space for intimacy to flourish. The sanctuary of presence signals that this time together is special. It transforms intimacy from a routine act into an experience of deep connection and mutual appreciation. When he senses your focus, your attention, and your calm confidence, it heightens desire and emotional resonance in ways that nothing else can. But creating sacred space isn't just about what you do, it's about what you release. The ancient Hawaiian practice of ho'oponopono includes a step called clearing, releasing everything that doesn't serve the present moment. Creating this sacred space isn't just about physical pleasure, it's about trust, presence, and the energy you both bring. It sets the stage for connection that lingers far beyond the moment. When was the last time you were completely present during an intimate moment? What would change if you approached connection not as something to accomplish, but as something to experience fully?
because this foundation of presence creates the emotional safety necessary for our next profound practice.
Number 2. The art of vulnerability. Emotional intimacy redefined. Intimacy after 60 isn't just about physical closeness, it's about emotional connection. One of the most powerful ways to deepen that connection is through vulnerability. Showing your authentic self, your desires, and even your fears creates a bond that goes far beyond the surface. Brené Brown teaches that vulnerability is not about winning or losing, it's having the courage to show up when you can't control the outcome. In mature relationships, this vulnerability becomes not just possible, but essential. The gateway to intimacy that transcends anything you may have experienced in your younger years. My neighbor Margaret discovered this truth unexpectedly. At 71, widowed for 5 years, she met Thomas at a grief support group. Both had loved deeply, lost profoundly, and carried the wisdom and scars of life's greatest challenges. Margaret realized that her capacity for vulnerability had grown with age. When you're young, you perform versions of yourself. At my age, I can finally just be myself, she reflected. The evening that changed everything wasn't marked by grand gestures. Margaret shared a deep regret about harsh words spoken to her late husband before his heart attack, tears streaming down her face. Thomas simply held her hand and revealed his own deepest regret about his last conversation with his late wife. "We were both trembling," Margaret told me. But not from passion in any traditional sense. We were trembling from the recognition that we were truly seeing each other. The broken parts, the scared parts, the parts we usually keep hidden. It was the most intimate moment of my entire life. Margaret learned that vulnerability after 60 carries a different quality, informed by wisdom, tempered by experience, and free from the need for approval. She and Thomas practiced truth-telling, complete emotional honesty that created intimacy so deep, physical connection became secondary. They shared fears about aging, regrets from the past, hopes for the time ahead, and gratitude for finding each other in this chapter of life. Margaret felt that her emotional vulnerability with Thomas allowed them to recognize each other at this soul level, not as the people they were pretending to be, but as the people they actually were. Have you experienced how emotional openness can heighten connection? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your story could inspire someone else to embrace vulnerability in their relationships. Now that we've seen the power of vulnerability in deepening connection, let's explore the third element, a subtle yet powerful way to heighten anticipation and desire before intimacy.
Number 3. The power of intention, mindful connection. The ancient tantric tradition teaches that intention is the bridge between the physical and the spiritual, between simple pleasure and transcendent experience. This wisdom becomes particularly relevant for couples over 60 who have the emotional maturity to approach intimacy as a conscious practice rather than merely an instinctive drive. Their intentions were beautifully simple and profound. I intend to be completely present with you. I intend to honor your body as sacred. I intend to let you see my authentic desire. I intend to receive your love without shame or self-consciousness. These weren't just words. They were conscious choices that shaped their entire experience. Intimacy after 60 is as much about mindset as it is about physical presence. One of the most effective ways to deepen desire and connection is through intentionality, being fully aware of your actions, words, and energy in the moments leading up to intimacy. Mindful connection means slowing down, paying attention, and being fully present with your partner. Small gestures, a meaningful touch, eye contact, a whispered word, or attentive listening can signal desire, respect, and care, creating anticipation that enhances the entire experience. Research from Dr. Barry Kumasaruk at Rutgers University shows that mindful intention significantly enhances intimate experience by activating neural pathways associated with emotional bonding and pleasure. The brain literally responds differently when we approach intimacy with conscious intention rather than unconscious habit. The practice of intentional intimacy isn't about specific techniques. It's about approaching each moment of connection as an opportunity to express love, gratitude, presence, and authentic desire. It's about transforming intimacy from something you do to someone into something you create together. When you approach intimacy with intention, you transform ordinary moments into charged, meaningful exchanges. The energy you bring becomes contagious, drawing him closer emotionally and physically. It's not about performance. It's about consciously choosing to connect, honor, and enjoy each other fully. Give this video a like. It helps others discover these insights on deepening love and intimacy after 60. With mindful connection enhancing anticipation and closeness, the final element adds a layer of passion and presence that lingers long after the moment has passed.
Number 4. The magic of aftermath. Deepening the bond. The poet Khalil Gibran wrote, "And when love speaks to you, believe in him, though his voice may shatter your dreams as the north wind lays waste the garden." In mature love, the moments immediately following intimacy often hold the greatest potential for the kind of soul-shattering recognition that creates unbreakable bonds. The moments after intimacy are just as powerful as the moments leading up to it. How you connect, communicate, and share presence afterward can deepen trust, emotional closeness, and lasting desire. This is the aftermath, a sacred window where love, appreciation, and connection are reinforced. Aftercare goes far beyond physical comfort. It's about emotional attunement, being fully present with each other in the quiet moments that follow intimacy. This can mean holding each other, sharing soft, sincere words, expressing gratitude, or simply lingering together in mutual warmth. At this stage of life, these gestures carry profound meaning. They convey care, respect, and emotional safety, letting him know that he is truly seen, appreciated, and cherished. It's in these small, intentional acts that connection deepens, trust is reinforced, and the bond grows stronger than ever. When you honor this time intentionally, it creates a feedback loop of intimacy. Emotional closeness strengthens desire, trust deepens, and the relationship gains a rhythm of connection that extends far beyond the bedroom.
This is the kind of bonding that makes love after 60 rich, fulfilling, and unforgettable. The ancient Hindu practice of darshan, sacred seeing, applied perfectly to their aftermath ritual. They would gaze into each other's eyes and practice seeing not just their beloved, but the divine essence within their beloved. This practice transformed their relationship in unexpected ways. The emotional intimacy they created in these aftermath moments began spilling over into all aspects of their relationship. They found themselves more patient with each other's quirks, more appreciative of small gestures, more willing to be vulnerable in everyday situations. The magic wasn't in any specific technique, but in their willingness to remain present and open-hearted during those precious moments when love is most possible and defenses are most unnecessary.
As we reach the end of our intimate exploration together, 4 sacred practices we've explored: creating sanctuary through presence, deepening intimacy through vulnerability, transforming connection through conscious intention, and cementing bonds through mindful aftermath. These aren't techniques to master, but invitations to remember what you've always known about love at its deepest level. Older women didn't become better lovers by learning new techniques. They became more authentic lovers by bringing their full selves, including their accumulated wisdom, to the sacred act of intimate connection. I want you to understand this most deeply. Your age isn't a limitation on your capacity for passionate, trembling, overwhelming connection. It's your qualification for it. You've lived long enough to know what matters. You've loved enough to recognize the difference between performance and presence. You've lost enough to appreciate the preciousness of genuine intimacy. The trembling that comes with mature love isn't the trembling of inexperience. It's the trembling of recognition, of finally being seen completely and loved fully, of discovering that your capacity for connection has been deepening all along, waiting for someone wise enough to appreciate it. Your greatest love story may still be ahead of you. Your most profound connections may still be waiting to unfold. Your capacity to create trembling, overwhelming, life-changing intimacy may just be reaching its fullest expression. Show your appreciation for this video by giving it a like and sharing it with someone who deserves to experience deeper, more meaningful love. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to stay connected with weekly insights on mature love, intimacy, and emotional connection. Which of these 4 practices resonated with you the most, or which one are you most excited to try? Leave a comment. Your story could inspire others to embrace the fullness of love at any age. And this is Vernon. Thank you for joining me today, and see you next time.